Hey friends, I hope you're doing awesome because today we're diving into 5 things that Raid Shadow Legends has done that Godforge really should borrow. And if you're as excited for Godforge as I am, you're in the right place, so let's dive in. Alright, so we're getting into 5 things that Raid Shadow Legends did that Godforge must get right. And I know they're gonna. But these are things that have to be said. There might be a 6th there at the end that is a little bit extra. You're welcome. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into this. So one, which might not be, the most crazy thing, maybe something that people have experienced that don't necessarily enjoy as much as they should, unique tournaments. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little video in the background. I hope I don't start to lag. We'll find out. So what I mean by unique tournaments is like this dragon tournament in Raid. You're only allowed to use epic champions. Is that per se a good use of this unique tournament? It's debatable. It kind of locks people out of competing in it. It's only to the upper echelon of players. Yes, I understand that epics are now the rares, so most people have epics, but like when I started Raid several years ago, it took me months to get my first epic. And it only took a couple weeks after that to get several more, but it took me a while to just to get one, and locking people out of these events would be awful. So I know that I don't want Godforge to do exactly this, but something like it is what I'm talking about, is finding unique ways to keep players involved in the events that are going on, and not just run-of-the-mill things that you do on a daily basis anyways. It needs to have something intriguing, engaging in it to keep people on their toes and thinking about it, running different builds, different team comps, different things like that. And I know Godforge is going to do awesome at this, so I'm not too worried about it. Beautiful menus. I'm not talking about UI. It's not UI. Beautiful menus. I know Godforge is heavily inspired by Raid, and I have a feeling they're going to get this right. It's not there in their design yet. I know it's going to be. But what I'm talking about is, like I said, not UIs, not all of this stuff. And it's not even this. It's in these menus with the map in the background. That's beautiful. It's just so, I know people don't really look at it anymore. It's just all black and white, and they click the button they want because they're so used to it, but it's still like you have to take a moment and realize how beautiful these menus are. And I think even in one of Simon's recent videos, he was talking about just looking at it from the full wide shot just kind of gives you a new perspective on it, and it is just so beautiful. And I know Godforge is going to deliver on this, but it's, again, still has to be said, something that we need to have the graphics at that spot. Not just the characters, not just the backgrounds or whatever, but the actual menus where we spend most of our time. So, 3, in-game ratings. This one's kind of a small one, but it is important because when I'm in-game and I pull a new champ, I don't want to have to go to hellhades.com or Ayumi Love or anything like that to just see, oh, it's a 3.5, cool, that's it. I just spent 5 minutes doing this for no reason when it could already be in there, provided by the community and not a single entity, because you always have to check multiple rankings because you can never trust just one. I mean, obviously Hell Hades and Ayumi Love, they get it right, but like for other games, for Icy Veins and everything like that, they're not always entirely correct, especially if it's a brand new game. So in order to have something in here where our players can give their 2 cents on how good the character is in certain areas is awesome. 4, valuable transactions. This is going to be a small tangent or big tangent. Raid does not have good transactions, microtransactions, except one. There is one that is worth every cent. There's one. And that is the revival path. So I'm going to show this real quick. Revival path. All right, I'm going to pause it so I don't lag too much. This thing is how I think all microtransactions should work within a game like this. Other than straight up just buying shards, buying gems, buying energy, buying silver, whatever. That's fine. Raid pushes those types of packs on people because they're immediate gratification. They keep them wanting to buy more, and it is gone in 5 minutes. All the stuff is gone. I don't like that. I get it. I understand. That stuff's going to be offered, and you're going to have sales and stuff like that. But I really think that Godforge could utilize something like this revival path to a degree that is not seen many places. I think Helldivers does it well too, where you buy the pack and then you get some rewards immediately, very little, to help you progress on the track all the way to the end, where you get the rewards through time. There's a couple things with that. One, it keeps players coming back because once they spend the money, it's not gone in 5 minutes. They feel bad and they shut the game off and go away. No, they realize, oh, I spent this money. Now I need to get my money's worth from it. And halfway through the pack, maybe your official money's worth for it. And then the rest of it, the rest of the 30 levels or whatever, it's just extra. It's like, oh, now I'm really progressing. Now I'm gaining the stuff that I wouldn't have had otherwise if I had not spent this money. And this doesn't have to be like with characters in it or anything like that. I'm saying just like with energy and arena stuff or armor, whatever it is, whatever the pack is, just having it to where you buy the pack, you get a little bit to help you start working on the pack, and then you can work on the pack over time, and the more you do, the more you get from it, and then once you finish it, you're done. I think that's awesome because one, it should never go away. It should not be like a battle pass or the forge pass, as you saw on the bottom is going on right now. That goes away in a month. We don't want that. We don't want players to buy something that they have to spend their time on in order to get their money's worth. We want them to buy something that they want to spend their time on to get their money's worth. And if it disappears, it's going to feel bad. They're not going to come back to the game because they wasted money. But if you buy this pack, it stays forever. I've had this revival path for years. I am not even level 30 on it. And I'm doing that on purpose because I want to be able to buy it, and I'm not in a position where I can buy it just now. Nor do I really want to spend the money on it. But, just in case I get the inkling, I want that option. If this was in Godforge, I would buy it instantly. I would buy the pack and work my way through it as fast as I can to get that edge. But I'm still working to get that edge. I'm not just buying it to whatever. I have to work for it. And I know that Godforge can't spend all their money or all the resources to make packs like this, but you want it to where people want to spend their money on something that gives them a reason to keep playing the game, because that's the whole reason why they want to spend money on it, is because they want to play the game. And I feel like this is a really good way of doing that. Never disappearing. It's not time locked. You're not gonna run out or miss it or something like that. If they release one of these every month, I think it'd be really cool if after a year that the game is out, a new player could go back and buy all 12 of the packs and work on them simultaneously to catch up to some degree. And that's getting all the equipment and everything like that if they want to spend that money. And it's just like a boost to get them ahead. And obviously, they still have to work through them. But it's every time they complete a level, that's another boost and another boost and another boost. It's dopamine over and over again, and not just a one-time purchase, lose it all in 5 seconds because I pulled all my shards and got absolutely nothing. This is an amazing way to do it. Soapbox done, rant over. Please listen to this. Godforge, Fateless, please. Number 5, quick one. In-game guides. I know I'm holding you guys over here. So in-game guides, I'm just talking about, I don't want to have to go, per se, look at all these different guides and all these different things right when I just want to learn how the basics of the boss works. I want to be able to just click it and read about it. At least reading the abilities, something. I just want to know about it. And I think this is a really good thing to include so that way people understand how the game works and how the bosses work. Because if every boss is different, that's a lot to keep track of and keep up with. I think it'd be really good to just have this information accessible easily. Teams of the week, best teams, I could do without. It's fine. Don't need that. It's a cool little thing, but it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the strategy list, the boss guide. And number 6, like I said, little tidbit. This is the most important one. Most important one, other than the transaction one. Most important one that I have found that is super important and specifically relevant to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, is immediate responsiveness, especially when it comes to training XP. What I mean by that is you're going to see here, I'm not that good in raid. I'm not that far, but you'll see here what I'm talking about. So we're going to go through with my farmer in campaign. He's going to farm the stuff, and these little 1-star dudes are going to get their XP. And the XP is going to, at first, go ever so slowly. It's just going to go up and up and up and up until it finally hits the level that they're actually at. I don't even show you that because that's not how I work. I want to immediately press the button if I know that they need more XP, because that couple seconds times 100 adds up time. So I want to, as quickly as possible, click that button without using my multi-battles and everything. I just want to click the button. And the way to do that is, bam, max level. Immediate. It's no slight increase, whatever. Immediately says max level. That is important. That is vital. Way more important than I just need you to understand how important that is, because especially to a player like me where I farm campaign a lot. That's what I do most of my time because I'm trying to max out several of my characters because I've rejoined for 2 fusions and then left. And so I have multiple legendaries that I haven't even touched. I've leveled up a little bit, but that's it. So it's super important to have that just immediate, like, oh, max level. Okay, cool. Next one. It's a very niche thing, very small, but I think it's very important to have that in the game. And that is it, folks. Please let me know your thoughts down below, what you think on these, not 5, but 6 things. Especially the microtransactions. Do you think that would be a good way of doing microtransactions where you get your money's worth, even if it takes a little bit more effort and time in game? What are your thoughts on that? I think it's a great idea. Please tell me yours. But thank you for watching this video. I know it's a little bit longer. Sorry about that, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.